Hello and welcome to this pit stop for Deadline, designed by AB West and Dan Schnake and published by WizKids. In Deadline, the players are playing cooperatively as a team of private investigators in 1930s New York. They're going to read the casebook, which is going to set them one of 12 different scenarios for a case that they need to crack. Each scenario comes with its own set of locations you can go to get clues to be able to answer the questions at the end of that game. The player who is the lead detective at any round is going to choose one of the available locations after having a chat with players to ask them what sort of cards they have in their hand, although information is not allowed to be perfect, and decide which case they think they're going to be able to crack. Now, in order to crack a location, they need to be able to match these symbols by playing cards down. When you play a card down, the first one just goes there. Subsequent cards must either match the symbols or go into gaps on the card that's already been played. So these gaps can cover over here, that's no problem. And then as each player plays a card, they're looking to build up the pattern. It doesn't matter about the order of symbols, they just need to have those symbols in play there. So we can cover the hat with the hat. And finally, if we use that gap to cover the money, we'll find we've got the cigarettes, the booze, and the 2 money. That would allow the lead investigator to flip over this card, read the clues which are on the other side of it, which will allow more locations to come into play, and by so forth and so forth, going through the locations to get as much information as we can. Now, if a player cannot add successfully to this pattern down here, depending on how tight it's got, they're going to have to drop out of a round. And when a player drops out, they have to play one of these plot twists, which are always negative for the players. Like before the round begins, you might have to play a second plot twist. You can't use your detective special ability, which is one of the other actions you can take once in a game. You can flip over for your individual power, which will give you a big boost. When another player drops out, you might have to drop out, or each clue is going to become more difficult depending on how many plot twists are in play. As well as playing cards down to the location or dropping out, or using their special power, there's one other thing players can do. Now, some of those cards have got these hot tips on them. And whenever you play a card with one of those symbols, you can flip these hot tips over. And there are several hot tip actions you can take in the game. For 2 hot tips, you can draw another card, which will allow you to remain in that round, not having to drop out and play a plot twist. For 3 hot tips, flipping them over, you can remove 1 plot twist from play. Or for 4, you can remove 2 plot twists from play. Now, if the players successfully do the location, they get to dig into here. However, if they're unsuccessful in an attempt to crack a location, first of all, they're going to start losing these bullet tokens. Once all the bullet tokens have gone, they're then going to start removing locations from the bottom of the deck from play. And that's going to make cracking the case more difficult, because once there are no more locations available, you're going to open up the book of case questions for the particular case that you're doing. You're going to discuss amongst you what you think the answers are before looking in the solution book to find out whether you have indeed cracked the case before the deadline. This has been a pit stop from the game Pit. Please check out our YouTube channel for more videos like this. For more in-depth coverage of gaming, please head to the Game Pit podcast. Thank you.